There are so many people that contribute to Linux and free and open source software. They put in all of this effort, all of this time and effort, and put in so much work, and so many people's work goes underappreciated. And today I wanted to change that a little bit because I wanted to shine a spotlight on someone, because just today I came across one of these unsung heroes. I was looking at the Arch Linux site because I was installing some packages. I've got a lot of Haskell packages installed on my system because I do a lot with Haskell. I've got probably 300 different Haskell packages installed on my system. And the maintainer and the packager of all of these Haskell programs, I notice, is always the same guy, Felix Yan. Pretty much anything I search for Haskell related, Felix is the one that packaged that. So that is really cool, but it goes beyond that. I started looking at other packages. If I just go to packages here, and of the thousands of packages that are in the standard Arch repositories, if I just click on anything at random, 0AD, who is the packager? The person that actually packaged it was Felix Yan, right? He is not the maintainer. Someone named Sven is actually maintaining the package, but there are literally thousands of packages all over the Arch repos that are actually packaged by Felix. If I just click on his name here, let's see. All of these packages are associated with Felix in some way. 3,720 packages. He has packaged 3,700 packages for Arch Linux. And remember, the Arch repos are not very big because so much stuff associated with Arch is also in the AUR. So their standard repositories are actually kind of small. So his 3,720 packages is a huge percentage of the Arch repository. One man. That's incredible. And of course, being curious, I wanted to look up who Felix actually is. He has a GitHub, and I'm looking at his GitHub, and of course he's got a lot of Arch Linux related stuff, package builds and everything. Look at his contributions to GitHub. So these are his commits in the last year. Yes, 231,835 commits in the last year. That's incredible. 250,000 commits to this GitHub and all of these related projects. Now, obviously, this is all automated. I mean, he's had to automate all of this to be able to do what he's doing, maintaining all of these packages for Arch Linux. But even the automation, there's so much work that goes into building all of the scripts and the code to get all of that to work properly. And still, you got to maintain stuff to keep it all working. This is really incredible. So, Felix, I commend you. Job well done. Now, we don't want to just make this video all about, hey, go say thank you to Felix. Obviously, we want to do some educational stuff too. So what I would suggest is let's open a terminal and figure out the percentage of packages that Felix packaged on my system or on your system. You can follow along with these commands as well. So I'm going to switch over to this workspace and let me zoom in a little bit. So if we want to find out all of the packages that Felix had something to do with on our system, we need to use the command pacman-qi and then name of program. It really doesn't matter. I could do 0AD since we know that he was a part of that. And pacman-Q lowercase I gives you pretty much this detailed explanation of everything about the 0AD package, including the packager. So this is the line. So what we want to do is we want to run pacman-qi on every single package that is installed on our system from the Arch repos. How do we get all of the packages that we installed? Well, pacman-Q lowercase q with no other arguments just spits out a list of every package that I have installed on my system via pacman. So we need to take the output from pacman-Q lowercase q, and we need to take that and pass that on as a parameter to pacman-Q lowercase I, right? And for those of you that have watched enough of my command line videos, you already know one possible solution to this would be to do the pacman-Q lowercase q and then pipe that into xargs. So xargs is going to take the output from the first command and it's going to pass it along as a parameter to the next command. So we'll do pacman-qi next. If I just hit enter on that, we get the qi output on all 2,000 or whatever packages I have installed on my system. But now we need to take that output and filter out everything. We only want the lines where the packager is Felix. So The next thing I want to do is pipe all of that into grep, and we're going to search for this string pattern, Felix, Yan. And now we get all of these lines where packager was Felix, right? So it's going to be a lot of lines. How do we get the line count? Well, you guys that have watched enough of the channel know about the word count program, and WC is the word count program. If you give it the -L flag for line count, you will get the line count in this output. And the number of lines in that output is 691. Now, to get a percentage of the packages that Felix packaged on my system, let's get the total number of packages that were installed on my system. So Pacman QQ, and let's go ahead and do WC-L. So this is a count of all the packages installed on my system. And now we just need to divide 691 by 2463 to get the percentage. And the easiest way to do this at the command line would be to echo 691 space divided by 2463, and then pipe that into BC, which is your basic calculator. It's the calculator here available inside the shell. Now, if I don't give BC this -L flag, the division is just going to be the whole number. So it's just going to return 0. It's the number. It's not the remainder. But we want it to actually display 0 dot whatever the percentage is. So give it the -L flag and 0.28. So 28% of the packages on my system are installed because of Felix. Felix, you're a monster. Felix, if you're ever anywhere inside the southern United States, man, you got to let me know, because I owe you a beer. I owe you a bunch of beers. Now, before I go, I need to thank a few special people. I need to thank the producers of this episode: Gabe, James, Maxim, Mahomes, Stu Bald, Matt, Mehmet, Mitchell, Paul, Royal, Wes, Armor Dragon, Bash Potato, Chuck, Commander Angry, George, Lee, Marshall, Methos, Nate, Jan, Paul, Peace, Harsh, Fedora, Polytech, Realities for Less, Red Profit, Rolling Tools, Devler, Willie, and Zenobit. These guys, they're my highest tiered patrons over on Patreon. Without these guys, this episode would not have been possible. The show is also brought to you by each and every one of these lovely ladies and gentlemen. All these names you're seeing on the screen right now, these are all my supporters over on Patreon. I don't have any corporate sponsors. I'm sponsored by you guys, the community. If you like my work and want to support me, subscribe to DistroTube over on Patreon. Peace, guys.